Good morning, friends and fiends, and welcome back to Diamonds and Dragons. This is my Minecraft stream where I recreate classic Dungeons and Dragons maps and maps from modern tabletop role-playing game creators. Today we are going to start work on Marpenoth Hall, which is a really cool manor house by Dyson Logos. But before we get started on that, I do want to show off a couple of things. I took last week off from streaming, and I spent a lot of time working on transitions, working on setting up different profiles for OBS so that I could kind of step my stream up a little bit. So one thing I want to talk about, you can see in the background, I have completely changed up my background. I moved in a new bookshelf that I picked up, added a King Boo light in the background, which I got as a Christmas gift, and kind of moved things around a little bit. Something that happened really cool this week, I released my first tabletop role-playing game product, which is 99 Heroic Adventure Hooks. This is a system agnostic resource. You can use it for any kind of tabletop role-playing game. You can use it for Dungeons and Dragons. You can use it for Pathfinder. You can use it for Shadow Dark or your favorite OSR product. This is designed to work in any kind of magical medieval fantasy world. These hooks are full of strange magic, otherworldly creatures, fickle deities, hidden lands to explore, and a whole lot more. I've been really pleased with the response to this. It's made about 10 or 11 sales by now. You can pick it up on my Ko-fi for $2.99. There is a link in the description of this video. If you are a Ko-fi member, you actually can get this product completely for free. And I want to give a big shout out to Drew Makes and Oni. They picked up new Ko-fi memberships. Really pleased for that. I will eventually get caught up on my Ko-fi member builds for this stream. Today we're going to show off a new build in our world that I finished up for Neerzlu. I'm not sure if Neerzlu is in the chat yet, so I'm going to go ahead and hop into our game and we will get started. So you may notice that I have some new gear and some new equipment. This is the dark matter set of armor, and these are the red matter pickaxes and other tools. These are from the Project E mod that we started getting work together. We started getting this work together at the end of our last stream, and I went ahead and built these tools because the tools don't have durability. They work all the time, and they are a really, really cool product. They're really, really neat piece of equipment. One of the things we're going to work on today, we may end up combining these into the Red Matter Morningstar, which is a combined all-in-one tool that combines the pickaxe, the shovel, and the axe. I set up a lot more production for our collectors, and that means that we now have like 406 billion points to use to create the blocks that we need in order to start work on this hall. I kind of don't want to show off Neerzlu's build just yet since I don't see him in the chat. I do see Stone Homie, Bearded Halfling. Let's see, anybody else chat yet? No, it doesn't look like it. How are you guys doing? Welcome in. Stone Homie says, I just finished tearing down a mountain in Minecraft. Now I have tons of dirt and cobble and I don't know what to do with it. Stone Homie says, quality adventure hooks. I plan on using some in the future. Well, I thank you for that. Hi, Trial Fan. Welcome in. So, like I said, we have made some changes. I spent a little bit of time just kind of decorating things. These are the string lights mod, and they're really, really cool. You can't see this quite as well right now. When it turns dark later on, we will be able to see this. But these light up, and they're really, really neat. I've got them strung across the big acacia tree here. Rainbow Meowie, welcome in. Thank you for the lurk. So I flattened out this big area, and this is where Marpenoth's Hall is going to begin. And let me pull this up real quick. This is the section of Marpenoth's Hall that we're going to work on today. We're going to start setting up through here, and this is sort of the main hall of the build. Each of these squares on the map is going to translate to about a 3x3 block in Minecraft. The scale might get a little weird, particularly when we start working with the windows, but I'm not really sure about that. So we'll have to play around a bit and see what's going on with it. But I think that should work pretty well for us. So what we're going to do, I took our transmutation table and I turned it into a transmutation tablet. This allows us to access it anytime we want. And we're going to see what we've got in here that we can use. I want to go with smooth stone for the first layer, I think. What we're going to do on that is we're going to grab a whole bunch of these. And I'm going to get the first setup kind of put in here. I need to turn my difficulty back to normal. I had it on peaceful earlier while I was just getting things set up and taking pictures. So the first thing we need to work on is down at the bottom right. We've got that kind of entryway. And we're going to work on setting that up at first. AV64 Dancer, welcome in. It's interesting that this this entryway is, you know, kind of on a diagonal, and that's going to make things a little bit tricky here. Just interesting sound effect with the red matter shovel whenever you turn it into a turn things into a path. It can get a little bit obnoxious, so hopefully we won't have to use that too terribly much. We will eventually set some slabs. Do we have those? We have not turned those into slabs yet for our crafting table, so we're gonna go ahead and make some slabs. And oh, that's right, we can't the transmutation table doesn't take slabs, so we have to manually create those ourselves. Jacob Shelby, welcome in. Jack and Aster say hello. It is really great to see you guys. Aster, I hope that you are feeling better. Your dad told me that you've been kind of sick this week. This is going to actually go up a couple of steps here. May have to play around just a little bit with how we design this, but I kind of want to do sort of like a stair step leading up to this first section here. Like it goes up 3, so we'll go up one more block. We need our need here? Actually, that might not be what we want on this level. I changed out the ambient sounds that I was using on the last couple streams. I didn't like how they kind of ended up a little bit repetitive. So instead we've got some really cool chill music from a channel called the Relaxed Movement. And I kind of like it. It's really chill. It's really cool. I think it'll be a great way to kind of get things going. Let's see, not looking quite right. I need to do is I need to kind of just blur up a little bit so I can get a higher view of it. The fact that it's on an angle is a little bit. Jacob, Aster, I do have the dark matter boot. Actually, I have red matter boots. I've upgraded the dark matter boots to red matter. I do have them. I think what we'll probably end up doing, let's see here. There are some sloped blocks that and I might use those instead. So what we need to do for that, we need to go to our stone cutter. We have our zinc in the don't. Okay, so we need to go see if we have some zinc because I'm not liking the way this is looking. As you can see, the string lights are starting to light up on the acacia tree. I need to find, I don't have them here. There we go. All right, where's my zinc? There we go. So this is what our collectors create. It creates a ton of this blue matter. And each one of these is worth 151 million EMC. We can just take all of that and dump it into our transmutation table. At this point, we basically have an infinite amount of points to create blocks that we need. Which kind of sort of gives us a hybrid between survival and creative. We can only get items out of the crafting or out of the transmutation table that we have already collected before. So we still have to do some searching around for things. We still have to do, you know, a more work than what we would have to do if we were just in creative mode. But you know, the thing that I kind of like about it is that it does sort of force you to work in different ways. All right, so we're going to go to our stone cutter, drop some zinc ingots into it, and we're going to pick up, let's see, where are they? Vertical slopes. Okay, so we can drop those into our table, and now we can get as many of them as we want. So here's what we're going to do. These copycat blocks are really, really cool. I really like the way they work. Because what we can do with them, I'll show you in just a second. They give us these angled blocks that we don't normally see in Minecraft. And then they sort of look like this scaffolding kind of look. But what we can do with it is if we are holding a block like our smooth stone, we can then right click on the blocks and it will turn them into the only problem is, again, they're not stairs exactly. So I'm gonna have to figure out. It doesn't look like there is a half slope vertical. What about framed blocks? Reforged Existence, welcome in. Framed blocks is sort of similar to the Copycat blocks mod. It does a lot of the same sort of things, but it does it a little bit differently. I don't know. I may just have to deal with it as it is and not worry about it too much. I do want this sort of stairs kind of look to it right here. Yeah, see, I like that a lot better. That kind of matches up quite a bit more easily with what we've already seen in that those steps leading up to the beginning of the build. The wrong direction. If you enabled something like auto step, it wouldn't be an issue. Wonder if there is a frame that works the way I want it to work. Really want something like this vertical block, this vertical slope, but I want it in a half slab size instead of in a full block size. Let's see. Oh. Slope slab corner. That might be what I'm looking for right there. How we make that? We need to make frame slab and a flat slope slab corner. Let's grab wood. Thanks. Grab some sticks. We'll stick these in the corners of our blocks here. That will make a bunch of framed cubes. I don't think I have these in my transmutation table, so we're going to go ahead and stick them in. Grab some more sticks out. Yeah, I hope you start feeling better, Reforged. I'm sorry that you're sick, but hey, you get to check out my stream today, so that's something that doesn't often happen. Get the framed hammer, stick that in the table. All right, so to make, where'd it go? Need to highlight this. There it is. Okay, so to make this one, we need a frame slope slab. Make those by doing a couple of weird little permutations here. Got to do a frame slope. Take 2 of those. Is that right? We do, hold on. Frame slope slabs. Okay, so we need 3 of those. Go ahead and stick that into our table. Going to throw those into the crafting table and make our frame slope slabs. Okay, so frame slope slab corner. That's what we need. All right. Stick those in the table too, because we'll need them later on. That's kind of one of the problems with the transmutation table is you have to feed it a lot of stuff early on so that it learns what you're trying to do. There we go. Framed flat slope slab corner. Say that 3 times fast. So that is the part that we need for there. Let's see what the other part is. Need frame slab. That's easy to do. I'm going to be kind of disappointed if this item doesn't end up doing what I want it to do. But we'll see. Okay, so if we do this, this, and this, we should get the framed flat stacked slabs. Framed flat stacked slope slab corner. Hey, that one. That is a doozy. Okay, so we've got that. Let's see if that does what I want it to do. Not quite. Doesn't look quite like what I want it to be. So this is a mod pack, Reforged, this is a mod pack called Builders Paradise 2. And what it does is it adds a whole bunch of different building blocks to the game. You can do a lot of different things with it. Slab edge. Frame slab corner. Could try that. that done? Frame slab corner, 4 of them. We could do this. That would give us a little bit more definition instead of the such a dark separation there. I need to light this area up soon. Let's grab some torches. We actually have the mega torch, which is a nice creation from the Torchmaster mod. It actually prevents spawning in a really large area. We don't need a whole bunch of the mega torches, but we will stick a couple of them there. Grab a whole bunch of these. I'll light up this area a little bit so that we can still work even though it's dark. Reforged says, came down with something overnight, just a cough and sniffles, sore throat is gone already. I don't normally get too sick, so probably will feel better tomorrow. Glad to be able to hang out in here. Well, hopefully you will recover quickly and not have too much of a problem with everything going on. It's a little better. Doesn't have the cool vertical slope design like I like, but yeah, I would like to be able to just walk directly up entrance to the hall. We've got the double corner slope panel. Framed vertical sloped stairs. Yeah, see, there's so many different varieties of the sloped blocks here that we could use, but I'm just not sure. What if we do a combination of stairs? Make stairs out of these without having to make looks like there's by default a smooth stone stair, so we do have to make we have copycat stairs already in there. Yeah. Do. Reforged says, I feel like there should be ramps in this mod. There kind of are. I mean, there's a lot of slope blocks. Trial Fan, I actually have not updated that. I forgot to do it before I started this stream. I am actually down to about 20 pounds lost. and I have not updated the exercise tracker. So, yeah, I have actually lost about 20 pounds at this point. Went to the gym yesterday. I actually didn't do a whole lot at the gym. I kind of eased myself back into it because I've only been back to the gym a couple of times this week. But I did do my bench press, and I added 10 pounds onto the bench press weight that I'm doing. So that's really nice. Okay, let's see. We do the frame slab corners right here, and then do kind of like that. That might work. Okay, let's grab a whole bunch of the corners, and we'll stick those right here and right here. That gives us a little bit better of a slope. Not quite the I really like the aesthetic right here of the vertical slopes, but I don't think there's a block that is going to work in the way that I want it to. So I think we're going to go with this. This is a little bit more of a gradient for what I'm hoping for. So got to do here, here, in fact, I think we can take off this last layer if we do something sort of like this. That way we're not having to build up quite so high. We can keep the blocks here on the side, kind of frame it, I think. We're not quite right here. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so we stick that there. I think that is kind of how we're wanting this to go. Yeah, I think we're finally, yeah, I think we're finally starting to get the way I want it to be. Let's check our view from up above. One of the things I want to work on, there's a magic item we can create called, oh no, there we go. Swift Wolf's Rending Gale, I believe, gives us some degree of flight. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on building this real quick. And to do that, we need iron ingots and a lava bucket. We have both of those things in our crafting, or in our transmutation table. So iron ingots, lava bucket. Throw that into our Philosopher's Stone. That lets us make an iron band. Go ahead and teach that to our table. How is everybody doing this week? I hope that you guys have been having a fun and busy week. Hopefully not terrible. Let's see, do we have feathers? We do have feathers. We need 4 of those. And we need 4 dark matter. Those there. Our feathers. Oh, I didn't grab enough feathers. I got to get 1 more feather. And then our 4 dark matter. That gives us Swiftwolf's Rending Gale. Not actually sure how we activate it though, but it is supposed to give us some degree of flight. If our controls have anything. Anything there. Jacob Shelby says, tired, sick Aster, and now Jack is homesick as well. Send sleep. Oh no, that's the problem with when you got sick kids in the house. They always end up it always goes from one to another. Grab some food. Grab our chicken. Stone Homie says, it's been a good week. We contributed a bunch of stuff to World Anvil for their world building awards. Aside from that, we're just kind of catching up with Drew's trip to Star City Con last week. I really hope that you guys do well in the World Anvil awards. I'm really excited to hear that you guys are submitting some stuff to that. Okay, so sure what we need to do. Work this thing. I'd read somewhere that it allows you to fly. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna pull up a wiki and see what we need to do to get flight. Okay, so we have to have some stuff in our inventory for this to work. We have to have is coal or redstone. And we do have a whole bunch of coal. There we go. That's really cool. Okay, so the Swift Rend's Rending Gale allows us to fly just by double jumping, sort of like it does in creative mode. Actually, it seems like it's a little bit faster than creative mode, but it does consume coal while doing it, although not at a very fast rate. Let's see if this still works when we stick it in our baubles. Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. That's going to make building a whole lot easier. That's really cool. I like that. All right, so let's pull up our map. We've got our first little bit of the stairwell done. And I want to start working on wall here. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to just use stone bricks for that. Go ahead and dump a whole bunch of that smooth stone into there. We can drop that. Don't need it. Yeah, it does have some really neat sound effects. Stonehomie says, I just think it would be nice for Drew to get some recognition for his work on the website. He deserves it. I agree. If there is there a voting portion to that, to those awards, or is it just done by, you know, like a panel? Okay, so let's check out our doors. Do we have any doors in our queue? We have oak door. And I actually want to make them into tall doors. So we're going to stick that in our crafting table. Do that. So by having this sort of on a angle, this is going to be the tricky part here. It's going to look a little bit different than what I kind of hoped for, but let's do our copycat. There's a copycat vertical stair that I think it's going to look really good here. Got to go back to our stone cutter. Hey, somebody ping Neerzlu in Discord and see if he's going to make it to the stream today. I want to show off the member build that I did for him, but I'd like to make sure that he's in the chat before I end up doing that. So if anyone is available to send him a message on Discord, just ping him in general or something and see if he's going to make it to the chat today. If he's not, we will hold off on showing that build until a later date. All right, so let's stick those in there and we can grab, where are they? Copycat vertical stairs. Okay. Stonehomie says he isn't on Discord right now, but Reforged pinged him. Let's see. Stonehomie says there will be a voting section, I think, next week. And we're really counting on the community to help us out with this one. Definitely let me know what I can do to help promote that. I would love to assist you guys in trying to get win those awards. Oh yeah, I really like the way this is going to look. You know, it's very difficult to do a doors on a angle. This is probably about the best we're going to be able to do, but I do like the way the vertical stairs kind of leads into that. So, ooh, I do not like that though. Let's try. What if we place them from the other side? Okay, yeah, that works. Unfortunately, on the angle like that, we don't have the feature where it automatically opens both doors, but I think that'll work. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work for what I'm looking for. We do have a little bit of a decoration that kind of sticks out here, but I think we can make this work the way I want it to. You know, with particularly when you have these blocks that are on an angle like this, you've really got to, you just kind of have to be a little bit fuzzy with the way they're going to look in Minecraft versus the way it looks just drawing it, because you have, you know, a limited number of blocks available, and sometimes the types of blocks that you have are just not going to work with what you want them to do. So let's see. Need to go. We need to go here. Thankfully, this diagonal section is fairly small, and there's not a whole lot of diagonal sections in this build. So I think we'll do pretty well once we get past these weird little sections here. Yeah, I know. Starting with the diagonal section was a bold choice. Doors just look really weird here, but, you know, I think it is what it is. Maybe we'll just leave the doors open the whole time. Or we may just take the doors off and just have like an open entrance into the manor. That might be a different option. Try. Not sure. So it looks like there's going to be a pair of windows just outside here. In fact, we actually need to bring this out a little bit because we're not quite aligned the way it's supposed to be. We need to go out one more and then do our angles. Yeah, that looks more like what we're supposed to do. That nerd Kayla, welcome in. How are you doing? That block is actually supposed to go out. Like it goes out another block further. There's not a whole lot of progress at this point. We are just sort of getting started. Took us a little while to get beginning areas, you know, this first little walkway up into the manor house set the way I wanted it. You know, I really don't like how narrow this doorway is, so I think we're going to ditch the doors and just do an open doorway. If I get really ambitious, I might play around with trying to work in something as far as like pistons. Probably not, because that's a lot of work, and I don't know if I'm quite that ambitious at this point. So we're just going to do an open doorway. I gotta admit, I really enjoy the flight from the ring that we made. That is super helpful. Go 1, 2, 3. Okay, we need to get some more brick. Stonehomie says, having the angle pieces is great. I love how it thickens the wall. I really do too. It's really cool. And it really kind of it makes the whole thing just look a little bit nicer, I think. You know, there are purists who say that slopes and angled blocks in Minecraft are, you know, just not the way. I don't know. I like them. I think they're kind of cool. So, all right, so we've got outer block. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the slope. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. This should be our slope blocks right here. Grab a whole bunch of that. That nerd Kayla says, I've been dipping into tabletop role-playing games as of late. Yeah, you were telling me about that. Cypher system, right? Have you played a session yet? And if so, what do you think about it? We are angled too much. We need to actually bring this out. right. Have it on the... That Arcala says, we just had a character creation session last night, so I guess session 0. It was fun. I went into it a little overwhelmed, not gonna lie, but it was really fun. Looking forward to the actual beginning. So tell us about the character that you created. Yes. Actually kind of like that. Where are you supposed to go? Oh, I like that. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that looks much more like what we're aiming for there. So we need to go out about one more block on each side. The only thing I'm a little worried about with all of the sloped blocks is they may end up causing us some lag. Not really sure. We end up using a ton of them, they might. But I think they'll only cause lag in the direction that we're looking, if we're looking in the direction of them. So I think we should be okay. Kind of odd that the red matter pickaxe is a little bit slow on breaking the stone bricks. Not really sure what's up with that. At least it seems to be only when you're flying. It's slower when you're flying. That's weird. Bearded Halfling says logging off now. Catch you later. Thanks for hanging out with us, Bearded Halfling. I appreciate it. That Arcala says she's going to be a pirate. So they have like 4 classes in the Cypher system. It's like Warrior, Adept, Explorer, and Speaker. And then there are like a bunch of descriptors and flavor. I have not actually played Cypher system exactly. I did play way back in the day. There was a tabletop role-playing game based on Firefly series, and I want to say that it was kind of loosely based on the cipher system. I could be wrong on that, but I want to say that it was. Okay, so we're going to go 2 blocks there. This is going to be our first window here. Looks like it's going to be about 2 blocks wide-ish. This whole section is going to have to go up a bit higher because our entry is going to be, like, these walls are probably going to be about 4 or 5 blocks high. Brick. Stone Homie, have you ever played Cipher System? You know, now that I think about it, you know, I mentioned Neerzlu. He may be at work right now. I didn't even think about that with it being a Wednesday. I may have to do a special evening stream just to make sure that he can see the creation that I made for him. Grab some more stone. Grab. We do have some. There we go. Okay. I'm going to use this is going to be kind of a window here. I'm going to use vertical stairs again. In fact, we could probably do that on the other side. Yeah, I think that's going to look really. So instead of using glass panes or glass blocks, need to go make some copycat vertical slabs here. Catwalks. Could do copycat wall. That might work. Where there's a vertical slab. Might be in the framed blocks, I'm not sure. Going to be in the framed blocks, but I'm going to try the copycat wall. We'll try that first. So we're going to go ahead and run back to our table over here. I should probably move the stone cutter a little bit closer, but we don't have to use it very often. Not really a huge deal. At some point I need to put a roof on the house, but I haven't really finished this room yet, so okay, so let's grab, where is it? Copycat wall. And we also need glass. I guess we can just fly out the roof since I don't have it finished. Trial fan, as far as commands, you'll have to use the Stonehomie command without any other text, I believe, for it to work. Try the wall. It may not work right. Don't mind that. Looks actually pretty good. Okay, let's try our glass. Pick our stone. Top. Oh yeah, I like that. That looks good. Especially once we get oh yeah, that looks nice. I like that. I like that a lot. So copycat walls are definitely the way we want to go for these windows. I probably want to... You know, I may even make this taller, the ceiling in here taller, and go 6 blocks high, because I really want tall windows in this hall. Let's check up on chat. Cipher Core rulebook print version is on sale for $52 right now. They have cheaper PDF versions, but physical copies. It sounds interesting, and I think Kayla will have a good time with it. Kayla says, I have the rule book. If you want a link to it, I'll upload it to my drive. Yeah, I sent Kayla a copy of the quick start rules as well. But I think she's got a full copy of the rule book. Okay, so we need to grab some more of our vertical slopes. Let's go ahead and stick torch, so we can just kind of light this up a little bit. Grab our upgraded torches. They don't actually shed more light, I don't think, but they do look cooler. Ooh, they don't work on the sides. We'll have to figure out some anchoring for those at some point, because they do not work on these slopes. But that's okay. We'll figure that part out later. Oh, not that part. Yeah, we're definitely going to take this higher. I don't like how short that goes. That's there. I want these to be really tall windows here. Or Copycat wall. Glass. 4 blocks at least is good, I think, for the windows. I like that better. There's that there. There. This mod pack really provides a lot more options. Oh, the map is up. Sorry, guys. My bad. Yeah, that's the problem with using the map for this stuff. I have to reference it sometimes, and I'm gonna forget about it a lot. We may have to put up like some sort of a counter to keep track of how many times I forget to put the map back down. That would be fun. Maybe I'll work on that for the next stream, because that is not going to be the first time that happens, I promise. Stonehomie said you didn't realize the stream was sponsored by Dyson Logos. Hey, you know what? Dyson Logos creates some really incredible maps for tabletop role-playing games, so all the perks that we can give them, the better. And let's see. I want to put some normal stairs here to kind of frame the rest of this thing. Do I have stone brick stairs already? I do. A couple of those. And why didn't it connect there? Connected on that side, but it didn't connect on this side. Wonder why. Try. There we go. Yeah, I like that. That looks good. Stonehomie says, curse their fantastic map making. Okay, so let's work on matching this section up with the other side, because it's pretty symmetrical here. Stone bricks. Oops. Gotta go up like one more after this. Yeah. Wrong spot. All right, so did everybody watch the big sports ball game? And if you did, are you happy or sad with the outcome? I did not watch the sports ball game because I really don't watch a lot of sports ball. I pretty much only occasionally catch the Alabama-Auburn game when it comes on, just because, you know, I'm a local boy and it's kind of one of those things that you just have to do here. Otherwise, your family and all your friends will completely ostracize you. It was, what, the Eagles and the Chiefs this time? I really like this background music. I like it better than the stuff that I was using before, the ambient sounds. The ambient sounds were cool. The only thing I didn't like about them is they got kind of repetitive, and it took a really long time to set up before stream. So my whole goal this week was to cut down on my stream setup time, and that was really successful. I was able to set this stream up in about 15 minutes before I actually started. So before, it was taking me almost an hour to get set up for stream, and that was just way too long. Okay, so we got that, and then we need to start going this way. We go 2 blocks. That's where we're going to start doing the window here. Go blocks. We're 2 blocks wide on there. They're copycat walls. Glass. Bricks. Then on this side, we need there. Take these out so that we put in the vertical stairs. Block. Actual stairs. I guess we can ditch the doors because we don't need them anymore. All right. Not right there. Should go up 1, 2, and then stairs. What we got on this side? 3 and then stairs. Yeah, that's not right. Gotta take out this layer. Blocks. That, grab that. There. Nope. Yeah, there we go. That should look pretty symmetrical with the other side. Do here is let's see. Checking on chat. Kayla says, yeah, I think the Chiefs lost because my friend was real mad. Trial fan said yes, happy with the win. 3, maybe 4. The Eagles played for University of Alabama during college. Drew Makes, welcome in. Good to see you. Hi Wobble fan, great to see the stream is back. Drew, thank you so much for the membership. At some point, I will get your special Ko-fi member build created at some point. I am a little bit behind on those. I've got to do one for Deviant D&D Mama, Gusty, and I think 1 or 2 other people. Trial fan says, do you have to feed your animals every time you play Minecraft? So the way feeding animals works in Minecraft, run over here to where our animals are. You don't have to feed them. They don't die if you don't feed them. But what ends up happening is you use food to breed animals. And in fact, I can show you that real quick. Let's grab some wheat. Got some? Yeah. So we have, we've got 2 sheep in here. If we select our wheat, they will move close to us. And if we right click on both of them, they will breed. And then they will create a baby sheep, which is kind of stuck there under mama. And do the same on these guys. They will breed and they will create a baby sheep, which will eventually grow up in 1100 seconds or so into a full-size sheep. Same thing works with chickens, which is why I have so many of these chickens. I got this set up. We actually have a feeding trough here that I can fill with seeds, and these guys will automatically feed themselves off of that. But what I've got this set up to do is, you can sort of see it right there, that little yellow diamond shaped thing. That is a egg nest. And it is connected to a hopper, which the hopper feeds into these item pipes, and it automatically deposits the eggs into this storage drawer. So this is automatic. It will automatically produce eggs as long as these chickens are in here. They each produce an egg about every 5 minutes or so. So it's sort of infinite production of eggs. It's not super important now that we have the transmutation table, because we can create, you know, as many eggs as we want. I've got the eggs in here, and I can create whatever 518 billion divided by 32 is. I can create that many eggs right now. So it's not super important, but it is cool. I like it. Need to figure out how to kind of create a separator over this. I think what I'm going to end up having to do something kind of like this, that we can actually kind of like the way that looks. Let's see. Kayla says, Stone, I did send the drive link to Wobble. I can't post it here, but it's the revised edition of the Cypher System rulebook. I will I'll send that to Stonehomie later on if he wants it. Trialfan says, I need Minecraft chickens in real life. Do you know how expensive real eggs are? Yes, they are stupidly expensive right now. And hopefully at some point we will begin to see those prices come back down. But that is kind of unfortunate at the moment. What do we think? Do we like that? How's that look? Or as the entrance to our place? It needs some texture to it, and we'll work on that later on. I'll change up a couple of these blocks for like cracked bricks or maybe some mossy stone bricks here at the bottom, just to kind of give it some more texture. But I think it I think I like the way it looks. I might even do we might even do like cobblestone just to kind of change that up a little bit. Let's try that. Change the texture of the block on our own. No, we can't. We have to break it to do that. So grab cobblestone. Don't like the transition quite so well, but we might be able to make it work. Transition between the cobblestone and the stone bricks I'm not super wild about. It's very, very sharp, but there are some decorative blocks that we might be able to work with later on that might sort of help with some of it. So, don't know. Might keep it for now. Because there is there are these vertical slices. And do I have them in my table? I probably don't. Let's run back here and grab some of our copycat slices. Zinc. Got vertical slice. Let's go ahead and grab those, and we'll go ahead and grab the normal size slices. Throw those in the table. What if we do those differently? What if we did smooth stone for those? I think I might have to find the right block that I want. I still don't like, not wild about that. The coloring is a little bit too light, but might be able to try like andesite or one of the other blocks. But it does provide sort of a framing for the pillars. And that makes things work a little bit better, I think. Yeah, I do like that. I like the way the slices kind of frame things. I don't like the color. So the smooth brick or the smooth stone is not what I want to go for. Let's try maybe andesite. We have andesite in our table. We have andesite in our table. Try that. See what that looks like. Sometimes it's just about trial and error and figuring out what you like as far as the way it looks. I don't like that one. It's too pixelated. Trial fan says that looks good. You think the smooth stone looks good? These ones right here? I think it's too light. I don't like the way it looks. I want something darker. What if we did slate? That might be too dark. Or tough. Should have some tough in here, I think. I want it to do more of a polished look though, so let's go for polished tough. I don't want tough bricks. Actually, I might want tough bricks. I don't know. Do I want tough bricks? Try tough bricks and see. I think I probably want polished tough. Actually, that doesn't look half bad. I'm gonna do polished tough on the other side, and then you guys can tell me which one you think looks better. So we need to tough. Up that with polished tough. Trial Fan says, I like the style in that it makes the wall look more finished. The texture just depends on your style. I got you. All right, so here's what we got. On the left, hopefully you guys can see this pretty well. Actually dark, but so on the left is polished tough, on the right is tough bricks. I think I like the polished tough a little bit better, but you guys tell me. You tell me what you think looks better. Drew Makes says this is the actual dungeon, not text tribute. Yes, this is Marpenoth's Hall. This is the first section of Marpenoth's Hall. This is a map by a map creator called Dyson Logos, who is very well known in the TTRPG community. I have not shown off Tech Priest Neerzlu's special Kofi build today because he is not in the chat. I think he's at work. So I may have to do a special video to show that one off so that we can watch that at a later date. I want to make sure that he's in the chat whenever I show that one off. I think it would be a lot more fun if he is. So what do we think? Do we think the polished puff on the left, or do we think the puff bricks on the right? I hear, oh, we have a visit from a wandering trader. We're going to ignore him for a second. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Trial Fan. I think I like the one on the left, so I think we're going to go with that. It's a little bit smoother than the tough bricks look. So the little bit of a cheaty kind of thing that we can do here is we can grab a whole bunch of emeralds. We can go talk to this guy and see if he's got anything useful to sell to us. We're going to go ahead and grab some white dye. We've already got sugarcane. Want green dye. And we can just throw these in our table and then we will have them infinitely. Green dye we didn't actually need. Hey, where'd you go, dude? Back here. Brown mushroom, we'll go ahead and grab that. Cherry saplings we definitely want. And packed ice, we'll grab one of those as well. And the kind of cheaty thing that we could do with these is once we throw them in our table, we don't have to buy them ever again. They are just something that we have forever now. Yeah, I like that. I like the way that looks. That looks quite a bit better. So that's cool. I like that. We're gonna stick with that look. I may do something across here. a little bit tricky because the slabs are not easy to... Can't put them in the transmutation table. That kind of throws things off a little bit. All right, dude, you're in my way. Go away. I'm actually planning on releasing the world download for this world probably after we get a little bit of progress done on Marpenoth Hall, so that anyone else who wants to download it is able to do so. You can download it and then explore the world yourself. I think that'll be a pretty fun way to share things. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to release that on my Ko-fi, and you'll be able to pick it up there. Let's try the other slice. We've got the horizontal slice here. That does a weird thing. That's not going to work. Oh, that is not going to work the way I want it to. But that's okay. I think that looks pretty good. That nerd Kayla says, I have to go get coffee. I agree with that. Coffee is always a valuable thing to have. So let's see how we're looking here. Got our entrance. We've got our side portions. And then we're going to open this back up to another angle here. Looks like it's going to be block. And right here is going to be angle. Got that. We need to get set up for another window. My scale is looking right. Yeah, I think we're doing pretty well on our scaling. I need to go out one more before we start working on the next window. Okay, so we got that. Now we do clear up our inventory just a little bit here. Ditch the tough bricks. We do need those. Ditch the cobblestone. We are going to need the copycat walls. Ditch the iron and upgraded torch. Smooth slabs. We can't actually get rid of those yet. Kayla says it's so warm outside for February. It is in our area, at least. I know that I've got some other followers that are in places that are a lot more, a lot colder than what we're dealing with right now down here in South Alabama. Bricks. Walls, windows, glass. I'll probably end up changing the floor at some point. Kayla says, I think the real question is it a walk day? It is a walk day. I did the gym yesterday. So after I get done with my stream, I will go for my walk. I have been kind of lax on doing my shorts whenever I do my walks. I've been doing a lot more walks at home lately. And I don't know, that kind of feels a little weird whenever I'm on the treadmill in my house. I haven't really done a whole lot of shorts, but I will probably record one today and give people an update on where I am with Wobble Fit. I'm pretty proud of where I am. I'm down about 20 pounds, and I just recently realized that I could see a difference in myself as far as my weight goes. Up until this point, other people have told me that I'm looking slimmer, but I hadn't really been able to see it myself. And that has changed in the last day or two. I'm starting to see some differences in my own perception of everything. So Stone Homie says, we are all proud. I am proud. I'm proud of myself. So we need to grab some more of our vertical slopes. Then after I get done with my walk, I don't know, I might end up at the coffee shop today. I've got a lot of stuff done as far as blog type stuff goes. I still need to work on a blog post that I've got in progress. But it's not really a huge priority if I don't get it done today. So, that's going to transition from here. That's going to be a wooden wall, I think. The interior wall. So let's pick up planks. There. Gonna be on the wrong side. That's gonna be on this side, actually. I think. This side, it's gonna be actually goofed. This second window is not supposed to be on this side. I got my directions mixed up. Yeah, this window right here is actually not supposed to be here. Oops. Gotta tear all that down. Misery Machine, welcome in. Good to see you. How are you doing? I'm in the process of tearing down a wall because I stuck it in the wrong place. It's a problem. I got my directions turned around. Kayla says, sorry, my phone keyboard went insane. That's incredible, and I'm so proud of the progress you've made. You'll always be the last one to see the difference. That is true. Neerzlu, welcome in. I have been wondering where you were, because I have something really cool to show off. And this is a perfect time to show it off. So, I built the Shrine of the Homie of Stones last week. And this week, I have my next Ko-fi member build. This is the Tower of Cartographer Neerzlu. As we come in here, we have a horse, because I know that Neerzlu has horses. We have the Tower of Cartographer Neerzlu. We've got, this shows off a lot of the really cool plants that are in this, or a lot of the really cool blocks that are in this mod pack. We have a planter so that we have some flowers growing, a glazed pot, we have a coffee cup sitting on a desk. Something in particular that I wanted to show off, just recently Neerzlu lost a pet Liberty Bell, so we have immortalized Liberty Bell here in the Tower of Cartographer Neerzlu. Unfortunately, there is not a Dalmatian skin for the wolves in this pack, so we have to go with the standard pack. But Liberty Bell has a honored place in the Tower of Cartographer Neerzlu. We have a gorgeous fancy bed. We have a cabinet, and it's actually a chair, but I'm kind of using it as a nightstand. We have our brilliant map, because Neerzlu is a creator of tabletop role-playing game maps, and he does a lot of really cool stuff in his Ko-fi. So I wanted this whole build to be kind of about mapping and creating maps. We have some statues here. These statues are really cool. They're from the supplementaries mod, and you can place items into them. So in this case, I placed some ender pearls into their hands. You can give them swords. You can give them all kinds of different stuff. We will take the stairs, or the ladder, and we'll go up to the top and show off the upper portion of Tower of Cartographer Neerzlu. Here we have a large telescope to survey the lands and work on all of the wonderful maps that are created here. These are created with a whole bunch of different things from different mods. A gold boiler. These have these sort of circular shapes to them. These are from the Create mod. We have a lot of brass that we used here. Brass boiler plates and some copycat boards. A brass pipe to kind of show off the beginning of the whole thing. Just a little lever to kind of maneuver the thing. It doesn't actually move. It would be really cool if it did, but I was really excited to show off this build. And in fact, I am going to real quick, just so that we can get a better view of this whole thing, I'm going to hop into creative mode real quick. Oh wait, I don't have to. We have flight. What am I saying? We don't have to do that. Just so that we can show off, you know, the full glory of this build. I'm not totally happy with the angle of the telescope. I might bring it down like a block, just so it is, you know, not quite at a 45-degree angle. But I'm really pleased with the way this build turned out. We have the paper lanterns hanging from the stripped birch wood. A lot of polished glowstone light the whole thing up. I'm really pleased with the way this build turned out, and I'm really thankful for Neerzlu's support. Neerzlu was one of my first Ko-fi members, and I'm just really pleased to show this off to him. So thank you so much, Neerzlu. You know, I am glad with you making everybody wait, because it built some suspense. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. So, all right. So, you know what? That, in fact, is a pretty good way to wrap this stream up. We are at about 2 hours, which is about the bulk of what we do. We have built a lot of progress on the entrance to Marpenoth Hall. There's still a long way to go, but we will continue working on this over the next few weeks. And I'm really excited in the direction that this stream is going to go. We'll get this whole section finished up, and then we will start working on some of the interiors of Marpenoth Hall. Coming up on Saturday, we have Final Fantasy IV Ultima, which is we're coming close to the end of Final Fantasy IV Ultima, and I'm gonna pop back in here for just a second because, well, no, I'm not, because he moved off. That llama from the Traveling Trader was just straight up staring at me a second ago. So where was I? Oh yeah, Final Fantasy IV Ultima. We are going to have the battle with Rubicant, the Fiend of Fire, and then after that we will finally get to really explore the underworld And so that is coming up on Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. The stream link is already scheduled. I went ahead and early this week, I went ahead and scheduled all of my streams for the week ahead of time. So you can go ahead and check that in my stream section of my YouTube channel. You can hit the notify button and you'll get a notification whenever that stream goes live on Saturday. I want to show off again, I mentioned it at the very beginning of this stream, but I have just released my first tabletop role-playing game product, 99 Heroic Fantasy Adventure Hooks. You can pick this up on my Ko-fi for $2.99. There is a link in the description of this video. And I'm really pleased with the way this product turned out. I'm really proud of how it turned out, and I'm really excited to share it with everyone. So if you want to take a look at that, please do. If you are a Ko-fi member, there's actually a link on the Ko-fi that allows you to pick up this product completely for free. You can become a Ko-fi member for just as little as $1 a month. That helps me build some regular income, and you get a lot of really cool perks. You get discounts on products that I release, get cool builds like, you know, the Shrine of Stonehomie and the Tower of Cartographer Neerzlu. You'll get a custom build in this Minecraft world. You'll get access to a Discord role that grants you a whole lot of perks, including a VIP chat channel. So I'm going to drop a link real quick into the chat. If that is something that you are interested in becoming a Ko-fi member, I would really appreciate it. We have a lot of fun and there are a lot of cool things happening. So last check in on chat. Drew says, "Dang Wobble, you're a special human. That is an amazing tribute." Neerzlu said, "I like to say I always have either the best timing or the worst timing, no in between." Stonehomie says, "Saturday is my favorite stream." So yeah, I will see you guys again, like I said, on Saturday. Have a wonderful time. I hope the rest of your week is fantastic, and I will see you guys Saturday morning at 11 a.m. We'll see you guys later.